Are you listening, Jan? Unhaul more books than you bring in. Hello everybody, it's your girl Jay, and today I'm here with my reading goals video for 2025. I'm also going to be checking in to see if I completed my 2024 reading goals. So without further ado, let us get started. The majority of my reading goals from 2025 are based off of my reading goals in 2024, so I'm going to kind of go through them at the same time, if that makes sense. I'm also going to be using my 2024 Goodreads in review thingy to tell you my stats and stuff. I wish I could get to my Fable Wrapped, but it disappeared and I don't really know how to get back to it, so we are going to use the Goodreads version of it. So in 2024, my goal was to read 75 books. I actually read 223 books, which is 78,332 pages read, which I can say was definitely a overachievement in that aspect of my goal. And I'm honestly not even sure how I read that many books, because the books didn't feel like I was reading super short books. Like, my shortest book was The Firefighter Before Christmas by Molly Lukovich, and that was 87 pages. But my longest book was 819 pages, and that was The Sweet Far Thing by Libba Bray. And the average book length that I read in 2024 was 351 pages. So like I said, that's not necessarily like a small book. It's definitely not a big book, but it's not a small book either. My most shelved book that I read was Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. And my least shelved book was The Firefighter Before Christmas by Molly Lukovich, which that one just came out on December 20th, so I get why it was not shelved by so many people, but it is really good, so I definitely recommend you check it out. And then my average rating was not the best. I definitely did not have a great reading year star-wise. I had a lot of 3 stars or 3.5 stars, so my average rating is 3.3 stars, which I feel like is very low. But my Fable wrap-up said that my average was 3.5 out of 5 stars, so I'm going to say that it is a 3.5, because I feel like the 3.3 is because if I gave a book 3.5 stars, I had to rate it as a 3 on Goodreads. So I feel like that would have dropped my ratings down lower for the average. Fable says 3.5, so I'm going with Fable. And then the highest book that I read was The King's Men by Nora Sakavik, and this one has a 4.6 average rating on Goodreads. I was able to pull up some of my Fable stats, so my most read genre in 2024 was young adult with 157 books. The second was romance with 134 books. Third was fantasy with 113 books. Fourth was mystery with 73 books. And fifth was thrillers with 59 books. I find this so interesting because I have claimed for the longest time that I'm a self-proclaimed thriller, murder, stabby queen. And apparently this year that was not the case, and I read more romance books, which is wild in my eyes. So like I said, I did complete my 75 books read with 223 books in 2024. So my 2025 goal is going to read 150 books. Do I think I can do this? Yes. Will I do this? Questionable. I feel like I'm still on a roll with my reading from 2024, because I feel like 223 is a huge leap from 75, and I hit 75 very early on in the year. I want to say like April. I have confidence that I can do this. We'll see though. My second goal in 2024 was to read 5 books per month, and one of them had to be an arc, and I did complete this for every single month of the year, so yay me. But I am going to be continuing that goal in the new year, so same goal. I feel like I can definitely achieve this one as well. The third goal that I always set is to unhaul more books than I haul in for the year. In 2024, I definitely did not do this. I started the year off strong and had 3 months in a row that I had unhauled at least one more book that I had hauled in. But then it took a turn for the worst in April when I hauled 10 books and only got rid of 7. But then I made up for it in May because I only hauled 10 books and I got rid of 17. So I feel like that evened it out a little bit. But then we went completely downhill in June and July because they were the publisher events that I went to during those months. And in June, I hauled 45 books and I only unhauled 11. And then in July, I hauled 20 books and I unhauled 12 books. So we're back to being very uneven. It was the absolute worst in November though, because I hauled 38 books and I only got rid of 6. So I definitely failed that goal completely. So we are going to bring it back into 2025 in the exact same goal of unhauling more books than I hauled. Are you listening, Jan? Unhaul more books than you bring in. We'll see if that happens. Which brings me to my next goal. So in 2024, I had the goal of unhauling at least 36 books, because in 2023, that was the amount of books that I unhauled. And I am happy to report that I unhauled 92 books in 2024, but that means my goal for 2025 is to unhaul at least 96 books. We'll see how well that goes. I'm of the mindset that I don't want to unhaul books unless I've read them and I give them 3.5 or lower. We're gonna try to read a lot of books this year and hopefully, but then I don't want to say hopefully I unhaul them because I didn't like them, because then that means that I bought books that I didn't like. So it's a very catch-22 situation. But that kind of goes along with the next goal that I set in 2024, which was to not haul more than 130 books, because I hauled 130 in 2023. So failed that. I hauled 180 books in 2024, which means my 2025 goal is to not haul more than 180 books, which is a high number. So maybe we can do it. Okay, maybe we can do it. The next goal that I had was to read at least 5 series and complete them, which I did. I read 24 series in 2024. Oh, that is so fun. 24 for 2024. I like that. But in 2025, I am doing the same thing where I need to read and complete 5 series. So I can be in the middle of these series or I can be starting new. Doesn't really matter as long as they are completed by the end of the year. And I do have quite a few series that I am in the middle of. So if you guys want a video of all of those books, let me know, because I will make that. The next goal I had in 2024 was to read at least 50 arcs from before 2024, and I read 80 arcs from before 2024. So this didn't necessarily mean that they had to be published before 2024. They just had to be in my hands before 2024. So I did have a few 2024 releases that were sent to me by publishers in 2023, so I counted those. But that leads me to the 2025 version of this goal, which is literally the exact same, just read 50 arcs, but they need to be from before 2025. So if I was given them in 2024, that counts towards the goal. Right now I'm at 1 book read off of that goal, so we're making progress. And then the final goal that I had in 2024 was to read at least 50 physical books that are already on my shelves that I obtained before 2024. And I actually read 96 physical books, which is very good for me because I have a lot of NetGalley arcs that I am reading throughout the year. So a lot of those are e-arcs, which means that I don't own a physical copy, and I really do need to start reading down my backlist because I have way too many books, and me and my boyfriend might be moving in together this year, and that means I probably cannot bring my 2,000 and something books. So we are making the same goal for 2025. I'm going to have to read my backlist, read at least 50 of these physical books, and we'll see if that means that it can help me towards my unhaul goal. I don't know. It's a big ask for me, not gonna lie. Alright everybody, so that was my 2024 reading goals wrap up, as well as my new goals for 2025. I honestly do not know how well these goals are going to go this year, but I do have faith in myself. I'm going to pretend that I am confident that I can complete every single one this year. Last year I only completed, I think it was 6 out of the 8, so this year we're going to complete 8 out of 8. The hardest one for me, I do think, is the unhaul more books than you haul. That is always a challenge. But this year, it's gonna happen, okay? I am manifesting. It's happening. Let me know down below a couple of your goals, and I will see you all in my next video. Goodbye!